Hi everyone, I'm Ali GREYMOND. Today I wanted to talk to you about overall the process of recovery and how it goes. A lot of the times I get this question about the speed of the recovery and how long is it going to take me to recover. What usually I see, and I see this probably with, I would say, let's say 90% of people, um, is that as in the beginning when the person's anxiety is 10 out of 10, and this is all very logical, you will see that there's a reason for this. When the person's anxiety is 10 out of 10, they're just starting out, they're trying to understand how OCD works and getting the patterns of how it works, what they need to do, and all of this. It is very difficult to progress, and this is where that 5% per day and increasing each day really works, because it's very, very difficult to make any progress when the thoughts are so strong. When you're at 10 out of 10, resisting just a little bit is already a huge struggle. So it is at that point 5 out of 10 or 5% is really the best you can do. Now as the person continues to go through recovery, they start to feel better. The anxiety starts to lower. So that slow crawling process in the beginning, they start to pick up the pace, because it's much easier to push through at, say, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 than it is at 10 out of 10. Much easier. If you have gotten down to 7 out of 10 from starting at 10 out of 10, you know what I'm talking about. You at least feel like you have some breathing room and some ability to refuse a reaction. So at this stage, I usually see people start to go through recovery faster. So going from, I would say, 8, 7 out of 10 to a lower number, to like 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10. It happens pretty fast. Towards the end, when there's not a lot left, and now we're just kind of mostly waiting for the brain to reprogram itself by focusing on real life stuff, and the thoughts are still coming in, but they're coming in less. At 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10, once you get there, that process I find is a little bit longer, partially because the person usually is not working as much on the recovery because they're generally feeling fine, and partially um, because it's just we're waiting for the brain to reprogram itself. So that just takes time. And when I say time, I'm saying about 6 months, But at that point, the process is not painful anymore. You're able to generally live life. At 2 out of 10 anxiety, I think most population is at 1 out of 10 anxiety, right? So it's nothing really. 3 out of 10. It's very, very doable, But that end of recovery I find is longer, and the most important thing that you are very vigilant towards the end and very focused on your recovery. The same way that you made it a priority at 10 out of 10 anxiety, you need to make it a priority at 3 out of 10 anxiety and really finish the process. I say this all the time because it's important. When stress comes in, that 3 out of 10 can easily become 10 out of 10 again. So you have to make sure you really get it down to 0 and keep it at 0. Let the brain forget that you ever had this issue. Let the brain heal and move on without re-triggering it. And you need to be focused, even though technically you feel fine. Technically you don't even have, maybe you don't even have thoughts anymore. They're fully gone. You're at 0 out of 10, so it's, no, you still have to be, vigilant for a certain amount of time, even at 0 out of 10, to make sure, don't throw too much on yourself, But what I wanted to kind of make the most important point of today's video is that if you feel like your progress is very slow in the beginning, don't look at it as this is how it's going to be throughout my whole recovery, and this is going to be so slow and so painful and I will never recover and blah, blah, blah. This is just the beginning. It's just the most difficult at 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Those are the most difficult points of the recovery. Once you reach, I would say 8 and below, or 7 and below for sure, it's so much easier to fight. So you just need to really stay strong. And even if you're crawling this first little bit through recovery, that is fine. You will not be crawling your entire recovery. I guarantee you that. It won't happen. It's just right now, So you need to put maximum amount of focus into your recovery so you get better. Every time you're getting a thought, refuse reaction, refuse analyzing, refuse take it seriously. Yep, still my OCD thoughts, still disregarding. Why don't you bring on more thoughts, OCD? Let's hear them all. Kind of take that attitude. If it tells you to do a compulsion, say, I'm choosing not to. And then when it tells you all the bad things are going to happen now. Okay, all the bad things are going to happen now. Whatevering everything your OCD tells you, you're whatevering it. And if you're wondering, is this OCD or not? Yes, it is OCD, because if it wasn't OCD, you wouldn't be wondering that. So using these patterns that OCD does to your advantage, using the fact that you know these themes are haunting you day after day after day to your advantage, to say that I've heard this one before, not buying it. And if it throws something new at you, you have to look at it that if it gives you urgency to solve, urgency to react, extremely high anxiety, the thought is repetitive, that tells you that it's OCD, even if it's a completely new thought, but usually it'll just kind of regurgitate same thing over and over again. I hope you find my videos helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to do the recovery program, as always, all the information is on youhaveocd.com. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you tomorrow.